Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Angela with To Restore You, and I am really excited about today's video. I have been thinking for quite a while about what I could do to incorporate elements of mindfulness, ways that I can do some vision boarding, but in a different way that I can actually use in the future. And I've been thinking about it, and I wanted something that I was able to share with everyone, and I came up with the idea to do some Inchies and Twinchies. And if you don't know what those are, let me explain. As you can see, they're generally 1 by 1 inch little squares, think a little bit bigger than a postage stamp, that you make with either paper or textiles, your fabrics that you've got, scraps that you've got left over, stickers, embellishments, whatever you want to use. And the purpose is that you can use these for a bajillion different ways. I did my first one just of things that I love, and I thought that was kind of a neat way for me to do a little bit of vision boarding and practice a little bit of mindfulness while I was making these, because I don't always handwrite in my journals. Mostly it's just like snippets of information or a little bit about an event I did, whatever it might be. But my thought was, if I created these, then I could scan them and have them forever. I can keep them at the ready so that I can look at them every day, and then I can use them in my journal projects. And most importantly, I wanted to be able to share them with all of you and all of our followers on our To Restore You VIP page on Facebook. So I am going to show you how to make these, how to create templates so that you can start doing this yourself. And I'm going to show you how I do it, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about some opportunities you have to print words and things like that, and where to find all of this fun stuff, and then what you can use them for and how you can use them. So that is the premise of what today's video is about. So let me show you quickly a couple that I have started. So this one is pretty much finished. Now what I did is I cut out my inchies first, and then I placed them onto my template, which these are my templates. Oops. I made 2 of them. They're very rough, but I made a 1.5 inch. Of course, I like to break the rules, and inchies just weren't big enough, so I did 1.5 inches and then 2 inch. So they're a little bit larger, but you can do smaller. 1 by 1 is perfectly okay. And so that is the template. And if you hop on over to our VIP page, you will find those templates. You'll find this, a PDF of this that you guys can use to your little heart's desire. And you'll also, I also provided a PDF of these templates that I'm going to show you how to make. So if you don't feel like making them, you don't have to. So this was my first one that was all hand done. And then this one I created by using Canva. And these are all pieces from my personal collection. They're all photographs that I've taken. This is my son. This is, one of the photos that I used for one of my videos. This is something that was a picture I did for a blog I did. This is at our event venue. And this is a really, really cute. It's something that Demi, our youngest, wrote when she was, maybe 5 or 6. And it says, "If you expect respect, be the first to show it." And so I just created all of these with some of the phrases that I used. Find beauty in the mess, just be. I had a little quote from Dave, which says, "People don't buy sticks and bricks, they buy a feeling." But all of these are very, very personal, and you can use this by using a grid on Canva. I should probably make a note and try to do a video of how to create this grid so that you too can do it, and also show you how to do some lettering, which I'll show you how to do that in a video as well. Also done on Canva in this case. So that was the one I did electronically. And my printer didn't do exactly what I wanted it to do. I added some additional embellishments and I made you. These are 1.5 and so are these. And I have just started working on my 2-inch inchies. And I'm going to show you guys how exactly I did this. So first of all, I just measured a 1/4 inch in on each side, and then measured out 2 inches by 2 inches. And it's not perfect. I did go over this in pen so that you could easily see it. But you may want to do one where it's just pencil. So if you don't want any of that black area showing, it won't. But this is the one we're going to work on. And this is the magazine that I've got. This is going to be used to cut out my inchies. And it's also going to be used, I tag some pages so I could give you an example of how I do it. The only thing that you're going to need really is some type of measuring device, some kind of cutting device, some type of adhesive, and of course, you're going to need some paper and anything that you would like to use. It could be magazines, it could be your own photos, it could be ephemera, it could be some stickers, whatever floats your boat, you can do that. So we're going to start with the easiest way, and this is a fabulous way for beginners to use. Here, I'm going to do something. I'm going to put this upside down so we can have a clear space. This is a really easy way. I follow on Facebook Junk Journal Tutorials, and I am falling in love with all those ladies because they're just fabulously amazing. And one of them said, hey, you know, what are some things to use ephemera from for beginners? And I was like, gosh, I'm working on these. This is a perfect beginner project, and it allows you to kind of play around with collages and all kinds of good stuff. So this is the template that I use, and this is the 2-inch, this is the 1-inch. If you go onto our VIP page, that template is there, and you can just cut it out and use it. But a couple of things I will tell you. This is actually made from a piece of, excuse me, wallpaper sample, and I just folded it in half to make it a little more sturdy. So that is, you can do this for one piece of cardstock, but as you can see here, I used 2, not on this, but on the base I did. So essentially all I did to make these little beauties, let me put this aside, is I first took, and there's a couple ways you can do this. There's the very, very simple way. I already took this cardstock basically and folded it in half and glued it. So all you're gonna do is glue. It's easier to do this in advance. I did do this one after I had cut it out, and you can see it's not quite perfect, and I wouldn't suggest doing that because then it's not, I mean, if you're really particular about your inchies being perfectly square, that one is not perfectly square, but you get the gist. So let me make sure I can, let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna just put this up here. These are all 1-inch squares. So this is my grid paper. You could also use just your plain old ruler, but you would just measure out, and we might as well make an inch one since I don't have an inch one. An inch by an inch. And if you have nothing else but your scissors, then you just cut it out like that. But for the sake of making it as close to almost perfect, I'm going to go ahead and use my trimmer. And you see, I wasn't totally spot on there to begin with. Can you guys see that? Yes, you can. 1 inch by 1 inch. Okay, now, this is the next thing I'm going to show you. So now I have my baby 1-inch square, and I want to make some type of template to put it on so that I can make this. So here's all I did. I made this in to an inch larger than whatever size I was making. So this one is 2 inches by 2 inches. Ta-did. Okay. This is really, really simple. If you can cut, and I did this just because this stuff comes off really easy. Then I just kind of, oh, there's a little, I'm going to do it that way. And then I just kind of center it as much as possible into the middle. Oops, I got it on the wrong side. In the middle there. And then I take my, where's my magazine? I'm already making a mess. Story of my life. Okay, so now I'm taking the back of an old magazine. If you have old book pages, you can use that. And to me, this borrowed gift from my husband seems to work the best. But you could use any kind of sharp object. You could use the end of your scissors if you wanted. But because I cut this out, or I mean doubled up, it's a little bit harder. Oh God, that's moving. Well, you're going to get the gist in just a second. And I am using quite a bit of pressure because I got to get through those. And that's why we have this underneath here. This might take me a minute. There we go. Now you just pop that out. And I don't always get all the way through. I'm so afraid to, like, cut my fingers off. And nobody's home at the moment, so I don't want to have to drive myself to the ER. Safety first. Okay, now that just pops out. Well, it's supposed to just pop out. There we go. Now, I had that stuck on the back, but we're not going to do that. We're going to, and this adhesive, if you just rub on it, it just comes right off. Okay, so now it's almost perfect. Almost perfect is just going to be good enough for me. Okay, now you've got your template. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now we're going to use this to find some inchies. Now, like I said, most of these came from either book pages I had or magazine little photos. And today, because I want to make this as easy as possible for beginners, we are going to just use book pages, or I'm sorry, magazine pages, because usually everybody has one lying around. And this is how it works. So you simply find a page. Let's see. Here. I wanted to use this one because this is very art related, and I'm working on my 2-inch inchies. So all I do is, where's my pencil? Kind of line that up where I think I want it. And I really want those flowers in there, but okay, that looks good. So then I just run my pencil around there. I was trying to find some good crafting music today. If you guys have advice, I would love to hear it, because this is classical, and my friend Alexa always plays the same thing. And I tried meditation one, and that was like way too calming. I thought, well, I'll probably fall asleep. So I'm open to some suggestions. This magazine, by the way, is one I've had not really that long, but it's by Stampington and Company, and you know how much I love Stampington and Company's Bella Grace, and I just recently bought a journaling magazine, and I've already read it many times over, so I decided I would, let's see, just go for it. I know I'm working on the 2x2s, but I think that little girl is adorable, so we're going to cut her out. Now remember, the other thing you can do, and I'm going to show you in a minute how to do this. If you don't feel like taking the time to cut out a bunch of stuff and you already have things lying around your house, one of the purposes of this is that you're collaging, right? So what did I just do? You can take things, and I have, so for example, these, I just wanted to stick on there. They're really not going to be on my Inchies, but these are just stickers this was from a sticker pack. This was from one of my Flow magazines, and then I used some Child of Light, Be Strong, Stand Tall, little stickers I had. But this one, these are all, I did some fussy cutting, and I'm going to show you how to do that in just a second. So you can use that as well. Let's see, what do I have here? Oh, this is cute. I say this all the time, and I thought, well, why not? We'll figure out a way to use it. But maybe that one won't work. However, we can do something just as easy. All right, so it doesn't fit in the box. You're outside the box, which in my opinion, as you know, I believe always think outside the box and always color outside the lines, because you know what? That's how creativity happens. So I have that word. I'm going to save it for later. And this one I thought was really pretty. By the way, let's see. We should give some credit here on who made this. This is really cool because they feature Sherry London Pollock. So Sherry, your work is gorgeous. And I'm going to use your work to collage. And I really like that poppy. Poppies are one of my favorite. And the reason that I wanted to do this today is because we have a mindful journaling workshop on To Restore You, and you can find it at torestoreyou.mykajabi.com. And we spend a lot of time talking about mindfulness and talking about a variety of ways in which to increase your positivity and the neuroscience behind, I know it sounds funny, but it's fascinating to me, the neuroscience behind happiness. And one of those things is to pay it forward or to spread kindness. And so I wanted to do a challenge because I have this new group of journaling friends that are fantastic. And I thought, let's see, I'm just going to keep cutting while I'm talking. Okay, who's this? Let's just see who it is. And I think if you guys are big-time journalers, I'm pretty sure that Stampington takes submissions. So Lynn Moncrief. And let me make sure. I'm sure this is who it's by. She does beautiful things. So Lynn, we're using your butterfly. And I think that they take submissions of your work and you can write an article. And there you go. If you've not yet been published, voila, your opportunity to be published. I'd love to be published in a creative journal. I am published. I did write a book called Sales Training Basics. And that is not really the most exciting thing in the world, but you know, oh, there's another one. So let's see, maybe this little guy, you know, you can't have enough butterflies in your life, so, or dragonflies, or flowers, in my opinion. So, one of the things that makes it easy, so I gave you a template. You do not have to use those templates. You can build them just like I was over here, where I just took a piece of cardstock and put them on there. I would suggest, if you're using just magazine pages and things like that, to definitely, well, this is kind of cute too. I just like the colors. See, I could go crazy. I've already gone through this magazine I don't know how many times. And so that is one thing. One magazine, a million different uses. Don't throw that bad boy away. You can also take these pages later. It's on my list of tutorials I want to do, and make an actual journal from your leftover magazines. And I really love fabric, so I thought this one was really pretty. Let's see who our friend over here is. Donna Ogle, or I think it's Ogle. I'm not sure. And I'm really upset because this woman was really beautiful, and now she's gone because apparently I cut something else out. Okay, that one's too big. So we'll use this. And that's all you do. I mean, it's that easy. I have to tell you that I did make a set of these. And I am very simple when I am out and about. I have a wallet that is very large, but that's all I have. And I can barely keep track of that. And so I just made an extra little template, and I thought, well, if I'm somewhere and I see something, one never knows. I can just whip it up, cut it out. Apparently, I should probably consider bringing scissors, but there you go. Now we're going to keep using this to actually make our inchies, and I'm going to put this on top of it. And just for the sake of time, I'm going to show you basically what I do. Now, see, these aren't absolutely perfect. I told you they weren't, but you don't even need a grid if you don't want one. Just slap them on there. It'd be fabulous. So what I do is I find, I put the inchies, and I kind of do them in a pretty way. What the heck? I just undid my glue. I love Fabrifix, but sometimes it doesn't cooperate. There we go. You don't need a lot. And you just stick them on there. And we'll save these to put on a new 1 inch. Those are all my, or 1.5 inch. Okay, so now I have 3. And the way that I do it on here is then I start to sort through all of my embellishments or all of my other junk that I have laying around. Now I'm just going to add this one to my Just Breathe, to my pile. But as you can see here, here's some stickers. There's some words. There's a couple of things that I cut from magazines. And so I keep those handy, and we'll just put those here in case we want to use them for something. Well, here, let's see. Live like flower. How can we get any more perfect? And because this looks like it's already been ripped, we're just going to rip it again, and why not ink it up a little bit? And I want this to be pretty small. Gosh, oh shoot, I'm sorry if you can't see that. And I'm not doing craziness. I'm just gonna do it like this. Okay, before I do that, let's just throw them down there. Live like a flower. Kind of taking the top of that off there, but that's okay. This one, I don't know if this one came from this magazine or another one. I also used, I think it's called The Book That Takes Time, and that's by Flow as well, or yeah, by Flow, which I love Flow magazines. And it does take time, and there's lots of journaling prompts. So if you're one that is a beginning journaler, junk journaler, bullet journaler, and you need inspo, and you don't want to have to really think about it, those Flow magazines are all awesome. And then I just glue a little bit. And here's the thing about it. Don't get too persnickety about where that kind of falls. It's just art, and it's okay. And the cool part is if you finish this, and if you're a beginning journaler, you can then, if you don't have a printer, you can take this to a print shop. But if you have a printer, you simply... And I think eventually I don't have all my other embellishments up, but it would be fun to find like a red little flower to make that pop. But all you do is put it into your printer, as long as you have a scanning option, and hit scan. And I always scan mine to my computer, but you don't have to. I don't know if I love that. Well, here, will you play? That sounds cute. Hit your scan button, and then I just scan mine up to my laptop, and then I save it. And I'm actually working on a few zines, which are, if you don't know what those are, they're like small mini magazines that are crafted kind of the same premise of these little inchies. And then you can share those, and you can send them in Happy Mail just like you can these, and you've got them forever and ever. So that's beautiful. And I've got glue hanging off of my... All right, so now you understand how you would do this on a template. Say you don't have a template. Well, we're just going to make one and collage this bad boy up. So it's just some scratch paper. And I went with a little French theme. This is a sticker. So we're going to zhuzh this up with a little bit of ink, possibly. There it is. So we had this. I have some macaroons and macarons. Dave, my husband, and I always argue over, is it macaroon or macaron? Well, I know for a fact, because we argued about it so much, that there is actually a difference. And so here's what I know to be true. There may be other differences in macaroon and macaron. It's just more fun to say macaron. But a macaroon is made with shredded coconut. And a macaron is made with almond meal. So and let me tell you, our daughter, Rhea, loves to bake, and she has made macarons several times. Those things are hard to make. Man, I'm telling you, like, it takes some skill. Skill I don't have, because you know I don't bake. But I do love to eat them. They are delicious, and they're not too sweet, so I like that about them too. And stick that in there. I don't know if we're going to need our purple one, but we'll see. Some flowers. And this is a great thing to do. Like, it doesn't take a whole lot of... Oops, sorry. I don't love that there. We're taking it off. It doesn't take a whole lot of thought. You just kind of place things where you want, and it's a great activity. I'm always up for activities I can take on the road with me, or I can do in front of the TV. And this would be a pretty simple one. You just need like a little lap board, but there you have it. Now I can just, if I wanted, flip it over and stick it wherever I want on the page, or I can just save it, put it aside, and use it very soon. Voila. Now let's play with something else, and I'm going to show you what I created. And like I said, let's move all of this aside. Let's talk words. Word. So I wanted to use some words that were kind of specific to me. So I also did this in Canva, but you can do this on any platform. You could use Word or whatever. So I just came up with words that were kind of things I said, sayings, quotes, things that were important to me. And then I just made a page of all of that. And I made them in this is a 10-point font and this is a 12-point font. And then I just printed them out on my printer. Now, then I took the same words because I was like, well, I don't really know what I'm going to want and how big they should be. So I just printed up some random ones. Now, here's what and then I printed the same words out in black and white. Now, warning, you cannot print on black cardstock with white lettering on a printer. You can take it to a printer and have them do it, which I don't know how much that would cost. Also, you can write your words in white or change your color to white. Oops, I'm dropping things. And create a background in black and print it like I did. It takes up a lot of ink, but it works. And I was on a mission to make it happen. So I did this one. I printed it on cardstock. This one, I was experimenting, trying to print on black cardstock, picking a different color of pink. But I just had that kind of left over. And then these I already showed you. And this one, if you can see, I have actually turned this into stickers. And I have a very, probably ancient, I don't know, but this is a Xyron 900. I looked it up on Amazon just for giggles because I'm like, I wonder if they still make those. And it was like $179. So I don't know if that one is like non-existent anymore, but there's other sticker machines and other Xyron products that you could use. And then, of course, there's the good old sticker packs. This one is a Tim Holtz. I've used a lot of it. But whatever you have, if you want to play around with your fonts, and I can't remember what the font is of this. I think it's called Your Type, but it's essentially the same type that you would find in like a Dick and Jane book. Here, let me get a little closer. And I think I got that on dafont.com. It was not on Canva, and then I just uploaded it. So we're going to take a couple of these little words, and we're going to place them on, let's see, let's find a word. We may as well, here, we'll just use this one. And here is a saying. I'm just going to cut this in half. That I say a lot. And that is, I don't know if it's all going to fit in there. Let your creativity, so we're going to cut that out. Has really nothing to do with this Paris and good stuff, but it's fine. Explode with whimsy and color. And I know I say that, so don't need to put, and I did actually put things like my name or maybe the kids' names, and I put several words several times, like just be, I wrote a lot of times because I'm taking this apart first. I should, because I use that a lot, and so I was like, just be amazing. So I can combine that all. But I literally, what I did when I was creating my page of words is I just started thinking about, what do I say? What am I thinking? What's speaking to me at this very moment? And that's what I did. And I should probably cut this off. I don't like how tall that is. The world is your oyster, so you can just pick whatever words you want, and you can just go crazy. Okay. Let's see if we can fit this all on here. Explode. Oh, yeah, I'm going to take off the sticker. Now, I am literally telling you guys, like I told you, I have just got back since 2020. I have just got back into paper crafting, and I used to be big time into scrapbooking and collaging, and, you know, my kids are little. I have scrapbook after scrapbook, and so I have plenty of supplies. And many of which have just said, okay, come on. All right, you don't have to watch this. Just sit and listen. Oh, goodness. My hands are all gluey and a mess. There we go. Yay. So I have all of the stuff that I have not used with like forever. In fact, when I got these out, I was like, am I going to have to like look up the directions? Because I don't even know if I know how to use this. But hey, it's simple. You put the piece of paper in there. And that holds an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. You just stick that in there, turn the handle, and out comes your paper. Now it's a sticker. So I have the little ones, you know. There you go. Ta-da! Ta-did. So you can just imagine how much fun you can have with this. And I really suggest you try it because it's extremely therapeutic. But I think for me, the reason it is more therapeutic is because I get to share these with people, and that makes me really happy. And not only that, but I get to hopefully see some of your creations, and I can use those and think about you when I'm doing my journaling. So here's how you can participate in the challenge. All you need to do is hop on over to the To Restore You VIP page. So if you're not already a member, it's a pretty new group. So if you're not a member, just hop on over there and join. And then look at files if you want to find the templates that I have provided, these as well as these, and this sheet of inchies or 1.5 inches, and create your own, and then create a post with either a photo of your inchies to share with everybody else, or if you want, you can create a file. It will go into the files folder. And if you're on the VIP page at the very top, it says like events and all of that good stuff. It will say files, and that's where all of our freebie files are going to be housed. So check that out. And with that, let me see. Is there anything that I wanted to share with you? Let's see. Well, don't forget, if you haven't, make sure to subscribe, comment, like, give me some tips and tricks, or tell me how you're using these. I would love to hear from you. Our YouTube page is new, and so I get pretty excited every time somebody comments or sends me a message about what they're working on. So it is wonderful to be able to spend time with other fellow lovers of paper, and I hope you all have a fantastic day creating and crafting. And until next time, remember to just be. Cheers.